Yo, what's going on, my fellow weebs? Chrono here, and welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be going over my Genshin account. I did plan on making more videos centered on Genshin, so I did want to go over what my account is. That we kind of have a starting point, at least for the account itself, since this account is not starting. Obviously, it's not a brand new account, though it is fairly new. I think it's at this point a little over 3 months old. I believe it's 99 days old at this point. At the time of this recording. So I wanted to go over like what I've got on this account, the idea behind it, why I've chosen the characters that I have, and what the gimmick behind the account is, and the reason for that gimmick itself. So disclaimer, this is less of a challenge account and more of a gimmick account. I wanted to find something that would force me into a specific playstyle that not only I would enjoy, but it also would keep me from hyper optimizing every single character I grabbed. Just because it's something I know I personally tend to like to do a lot is, optimize quite a bit. Though I do optimize for the characters I like, I didn't want to go too far and optimize too heavily because, Genshin, you can fall into a a bit of a hole of characters that you want to get to build each set, like each character itself individually. So what am I talking about? Well, this is my swords only account. Now, of course, there are other creators who have done, weapon specific locked accounts. Obviously Java, the Cup has done his swords only account. You've got catalyst only. They have pretty much every weapon type, I believe someone's doing an account for it. You got males only, you have females only, you have elemental locked accounts, and all kinds of good stuff like that. So it's definitely not something that's brand new or anything along those lines, and it's not the same vein where it's a challenge run where you can only use those accounts or those characters. This is mostly like we're only building sword characters. We're not building anyone else. Any other character we get is being, pushed to level 20 out of 40, and we're just getting them for the free wish, and that is it. They pretty much remain at level 20 forever, and that's all we're doing with those characters. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go over each character that we have, how they're built up so far. I did want to get some, ideas from you guys. So normally I wouldn't say anything about, super hardcore about, hey, like the video, comment this, so on and so forth, but this is the first video of its kind on the channel when it comes to this account, and I am looking for some feedback as far as what you guys think we should be building or going towards, so I'll be paying close attention to the interactions on this video. So if there was ever a video that you wanted to go ahead and say something about, this would be the video to do it. As far as the characters go, let's go ahead and go over everyone we have. This account actually started the day before the Alhaitham and Kazuha banner, and that was because Kirara was still on the banner. Essentially, I just re-rolled until I got a Kirara, because I planned on using her alongside of Alhaitham, have her hold the Deepwood Memories set for Alhaitham, because I wanted him to be as strong as possible. Granted, there's other characters that could have held that set, but I digress. That is not the conversation we're having here at the moment. It just seemed like the right idea for me at the time, as far as characters went, and we had some struggles, to say the least. We are AR 55 now at this point, so we are like highest world level. We're at the point of farming up characters, farming up gear, so on and so forth. But what you'll find is that I did make a mistake when farming gear, as many people do. So to start out, we have Alhaitham. We did pull for his signature weapon, so we do have Lo-Fi. We got Kaza's signature weapon as well. What we did pretty much was I did spend a bit of money. Of course, we have Battle Pass, we have Welkin, and there was a bit of money spent. I took that and I pulled for both Alhaitham and Kazuha, and then I basically poured every single one of my primos into that weapon manner that they had to get a hold of their signature weapons. And what you'll find is that I got screwed over pretty hard by the weapon banner. Surprise, surprise. So we're gonna go over each of the characters. We're gonna go over their talent levels. Then we'll go over their each character, their weapon, their talent level, and then their gear. So out, we'll go with Alhaitham. Lo-Fi, of course, at 90. He's running full gilded set. Not exactly amazing, but here's Flower, Feather, Sands, Goblet, and Circlet. Circlet's not super awesome, but I got into the mindset of, oh, well, if I farm for Alhaitham, make him really strong, he can carry my other teams, right? It was a bad idea. I should have spread out my farming a lot more, because I did a lot of farming and didn't get very far, unfortunately. As you'll see, Alhaitham is only 66, 195 with 105 energy recharge, which he does need a bit more energy recharge. Even though he's on a team, usually with double Dendro, he does still need quite a bit more energy recharge to feel comfortable and be able to ult at least once every rotation. But I digress. Talents are 996. He's probably going to be our first triple crown when we get to that point, but we're not back at talents just yet. Moving on, we have Xingqiu. He is, of course, 81 out of 90. We're working on 81 out of 90 most characters, basically getting them to their final ascension. We're going to push up the shield characters and then the transformative characters up to 90, and everyone else will be staying at 81 roughly. So we're going to everyone 81 to start with, and then we'll push up the other characters that need to be pushed up to 90, up to 90. We have him on Sacrificial Sword since it's one of his best weapons. He's running Emblem. His Emblem pieces are really, really bad, but I'll show them to you anyway. And that gives us the, yeah, we're going for energy recharge. That's what our primary concern was. He has enough to be able to ult basically every rotation that he has his skill up. So double skill, go into ult, and we're good to go with him. And of course, talents are 266. This is like the baseline that I had for characters essentially at this point, where if we weren't using their normal attack, we left it at 2 because it was super cheap to upgrade at least to 2. And you do swing the normal attack occasionally, so it's worth at least to put a little bit into it. And then 6 was kind of the cutoff because most characters were 69 out of 70, basically getting that final ascension they needed for their talent and then leaving them at there. So 266 was pretty standard for most of my characters. Giretta, 81 out of 90. She has not the best of stats, but it's mostly her HP that we went for here. Using a Sapwood Blade for the energy recharge. And of course the buff. But there are her artifacts. I have like a few DPS stats mixed in, and I did tool around with the idea of having her, like have some DPS stats pieces. So there's a crit rate circlet. I believe we had her Goblet State HP. I believe her sands changed it up, but I don't remember exactly what we were messing around with to the T. But I mean, she doesn't do much damage anyway, so might as well just keep her with as strong of a shield as we can. And we needed to have her as a strong shield because we didn't have a healer until until AR45, which sucked. So here's our Jean. Jean's of course using Kageyuchi. She's right now running on Viridescent Inventor, but I swap her back and forth between that and Noblesse. No constellations, and then of course her talents are 266. Kaza has his weapon Freedom Sword at 90. Running Viridescent Inventor set, of course, his full EM. No constellation, and talents are 696. We're going to be pushing him up. He'll probably be our second triple crown. We don't use the Traveler at all. We plan to use the Traveler for Dendro, that's why they're 90, but that's pretty much it. I think they have, they have Iron Sting, I think, because it just sort of matched, and I was like, whatever, I'll just give them Iron Sting. Layla's weapon hasn't been really decided yet. Just give her Harbinger of Dawn because I had it and it was leveled up. Artifacts are not even leveled, they're mostly 12. Just two-piece for physical whenever I have to swing her weapon. Mostly she's there for the shield, and that's pretty much it. And we have her with HP artifacts, I believe, right? I want to say I put HP on her. HP, Fizz, and HP, okay. Well, mostly HP at the very least. And of course, her talents are 266. We have Kaya. Kaya doesn't really have his own set of gear just yet. I've gotten with Ishin for whenever I do get him with a set of gear. That'll be the weapon that he uses. But right now, whenever I do use him, I just steal all of Alhaitham's gear and use it on Kaya. No artifacts really, other than this goblet, which is not that great. He is Constellation 1, which is super cool. And the talents are 636. We were working on this, and we left it behind, unfortunately, because we ran out of resources. We do have Bennett. Bennett is very lucky. He has his Aqua Favonius. He doesn't, I don't believe he has enough energy recharge. I think I want a bit more. No, he's at 206. That's pretty good. But yeah, he's Aqua Favonius. Running Noblesse, of course. And then his pieces aren't amazing, but they're okay. As you can see. And then we have him at Constellation 3. This will probably be a Constellation 6 Bennett whenever we get to him. And yeah, I know he ruined some other characters, and I really don't care. We also have a Keqing. She came from the standard banner for us. Got her set up with a crit rate sword. We have the black sword on her. Don't really have her own artifacts just yet outside of this goblet, which is not very good. You're starting to see a trend as far as artifacts go. Constellation 0. Talents are the Devil's Number. And then we have Lynette. Lynette is the newest addition to this actual roster. She's got Fav Sword. We also have her pretty much holding Jean's Noblesse set. Usually whenever Jean is using the Noblesse set, Lynette is using using the VV set that Gene currently has. Constellation, unfortunately, Constellation 3. We were trying to pull for constellations when we made a mistake, and we'll talk about it in just a moment. 266, and that's all set to go there. As far as my mistakes, like I mentioned a second ago, we have a Yelan and we have a Dea, because we were pulling on the Yelan banner trying to get constellations for both Bennett and Lynette, and we ended up doing a 10 pull, and we double pulled. I got Dea, and I was like, okay, cool. At least, you know, my next 5 star is a guarantee, and I got Yelan in the exact same pull. So, you know, my next 5 star is not a guarantee. It's a sad life. Still 50-50. We have a C1 Mona. We just have constellations on characters that I'm just so sad about, that I just don't use for anything. We have, this is like the most criminal of all. We have a Zhangling that's a constellation 5 that is level 20. For anyone who actually is, like, you know, building decent teams, to see that a constellation 5 Zhangling doing nothing is extraordinarily depressing. We have a Con 4 Barbara. Gotta love that. I think Barbara was also on the banner with Bennett and Lynette, and we got more constellations on Barbara than anyone else. Gotta love it. All right, well, that's it for my characters. We can take a look at our weapons. Now, like I mentioned, we did go all in on the weapon banner for both Kazuha and for Alhaitham, and we did luck out and get both of their weapons the way we wanted to, so I was super happy about that. However, we did lose one 50-50 to, I believe, was it Amos Bow? I think it was either Amos Bow or Lost Prayers. But you can see we have a Lost Prayer, we have a Skyward Atlas, we have an Amos Bow, all very depressing. Not really doing anything with these. I considered feeding them into weapons just for the memes for a video, but I'll leave them as they are. A constant reminder of me losing 75-25, or what is it, 33%, I think is what it's supposed to be. Whatever it happens to be, it's a reminder of me losing, and it's very sad. We do plan on leveling up all weapons, all swords at least, up to 90, whether we use them or not. That includes 3 stars, 2 stars, and 1 stars. So this 1-star sword will get leveled up, the Dull Blade's gonna get leveled, the Silver Sword's gonna get leveled, and then of course we have things like Fillet Blade, and then Dark Iron Sword, which you can't get any more of in the game actually. It is permanently stuck at Refinery Rank 1. If you got rid of it, very sad, can't get another one. Things like Cold Steel, Skyrider Sword, all that will be leveled up. And during the time we pulled on the weapon banner trying to get these 2 weapons, we also pulled because there were things like Sacrificial Sword on there, and you know, the chances of getting Favonius as well mixed in. As you can see, we got screwed. We have 8 Sacrificial Greatswords. We have 7 Favonius Codexes, excuse me. But as you can see, we only ever got 3 Sac Swords and 3 Favonius Swords. So, you know, if I was doing a, you know, Claymores only account, I'd be very happy at all these, but I got completely screwed over. Oh yeah, we also got 4 Fav Greatswords. I'm definitely not laughing to hide the pain, I swear. As far as anything else goes, realistically, for our quests, we are done with the Archon quest up to Fontaine. We just need to start Fontaine's Archon quest, if I can speak this morning. And that's pretty much it. Our map exploration is not amazing. We do have quite a bit to still go through, and we plan to go through all of it as much as possible until, you know, I can't stand it anymore, which is going to happen directly as soon as I get into the desert, because the desert already looks awful and feels kind of awful. We do want to clear out all of our quests, of course, clear out the entire map. This is, again, our main Genshin account that we'll be playing. I'm not going to be playing any other account at the very least. One account type of person. I really don't want to play multiple accounts. I'm not really going to mess with multiple accounts. But I digress. This is kind of where we are at the moment. As far as Genius Invocation is concerned, I'm not really big on building card decks. I'm pretty bad at it, to be honest. So in case anyone does come up with a really cool deck that's swords only based, that, you know, can just pretty much tell me all the cards that go in it, it's probably going to be something that's going to be on the back burner until I can find something else, or maybe sit down and figure it out. And that's pretty much it, guys. Hopefully I covered everything. I did wanted to do this video primarily because I haven't done anything on this account on the channel, at least on YouTube. I've played it, of course, over on Twitch and explained it to them. But for you guys over here on YouTube, if we do any future videos surrounding Genshin, like maybe pull videos or events or, you know, challenges or whatever it happens to be, I want to make sure you guys are aware of what this account is, so we can always have this as kind of like the starting point for those future videos. Anyway, let me know if there's any teams you guys think I should be pushing for or running. As you guys can see, we are missing a Kuki. It's very sad she hasn't come home yet. I do want to pick up an Ayato. We'll be getting an Ayaka. Basically, we're going to get every sword character in the game. We will be pulling for every sword character in the game as they pop up, even future sword characters as well. So if they're sword character, expect that we're going to go after them. Just know that we are not going to chase 4 stars anymore outside of getting 1 copy, and that's about it. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching to the end. Take care, everyone. Peace out.